Hi, my name's Robbie Nailing. I'm responsible for the majority of Rick box sets over the last few years, and it's been my honour and privilege to produce the Prog Years. A very exciting project, extremely demanding, not 1 or 2 discs, but 32 discs in all, spanning the most exciting period, in my mind, of Rick's career. But in order to explain a little bit of how it goes on, I'm going to pass you over to somebody you all know. Here he is.
I'm looking at the Prog Years box set, and I know it's the Prog Years box set because it's written Prog Years on the top here. Post 10 A6 postcards, so that's exciting. Let's just have a look at these. At the moment, they're just copies of the Beatles' White Album, as you can see. Anyway, there's quite a lot of work goes into these, making these box sets. Don't ask me how it's done, but I am told reliably that a lot of work goes into making them. I'm going to talk about the different Listomania. Now, Listomania is an interesting album. There was a version done for it with A&M Records, and that's the one that I like. Anyway, it's by the by. White Rock, great album. We did that, myself and Tony Fernandez, and we used the Eton Boys Choir. Journey, this is an original part of Journey, which is, it was just such a wonderful time doing that album and making it at the Royal Festival Hall. And sometimes, regardless of mistakes on the recording and whatever, and the same with Myths and Legends, regardless of all of that, you just can't help but realise you've captured a moment in time. And 1976 in concert, some of these are really amazing things. White Rock debut, I don't understand what the debut is, but we've got obviously these wonderful booklets, and then there's a case-bound book, because this is full of goodies as well. They've managed to squeeze a record in, or CDs. It's all stuff that's really very rare, and you won't be able to get anywhere else. And I've just opened the box.
Thank you, Rick. That was really helpful. The Prog Years is a lot different to the box sets you've been collecting over the years. To start off with, the outside packaging is extremely strong. It's got special flaps on it, so even the post office can't destroy these ones. We've worked long and hard to make these really solid. So here it is. This is the prototype. This is what I get from the manufacturing plant, just to make sure that everything is good. Rick showed you the white version, but here we have the printed version. So we can check the quality of the print, make sure that it's all on the right things, it's the right way round. So these are all important checks to be done. Right, so here we go, lifting the lid for the first time. Well, the first time for you, not necessarily for me. As you can see with the artwork, Martin Cook's worked really hard to capture all the elements there. I'm sure you know all these albums. Well, actually, that's a little rude. So, there we go. The first thing I find is a nice envelope, which is custom printed. And then from there, we can open it up, and we've got some amazing reproductions from way back when of various things. I'm not going to show you all of them, because that would just be total spoilers. This was very exciting to find. This is a reproduction of Rick's tour program from when he was in Australia in 1975. Actually, this reproduction was refused from Rick's personal copy, which he'd completely forgotten he had. So this is really special. I've never seen one of these for sale on eBay. Now this is also special. This was also taken from Rick's personal collection. He probably asked for it back, actually. This is the White Rock premiere program. This was only issued for one night at the premiere of the film. And as you remember, it was produced by Tony Maitland, who also produced the Genesis film. So what do we have in the back? But Phil and the voice. So this is really special. You'll be hard pushed to get one of these, I can tell you. Another little treasure trove is the 74 American tour program. Don't see many of those about either. Then carrying on with our programs, this is pretty good. This is the Journey to the Centre of the Earth, where it is recorded. That's the 76, as we know, because you can see no earthly connection. Crystal Palace, another great gig. And another one from 1976. But also what's quite rare as well, which we found, is some of the Listomania press information. We've worked really hard to put all of this together. Talking of press, this is a reproduction of the A&M press folder for King Arthur. As you can see, the hat's a giveaway. But what we've packed in there, we've packed in reproduction press photos. That's one of my favourites. I would have loved to have been there, I can tell you. And then the actual press releases themselves, which again, make interesting reading, and they're amazingly collectible. But what we've done is we've reproduced them on as close to the paper stock of the time which we could lay our hands on. And because Rick was such a big artist back in the 70s, that they really went to town on all this packaging and stuff, so it's really quite special. Right, here we go, the reproduction posters. This one is Listomania. Never quite understood that film myself, but it's an amazing film, got an incredible lineup, and good old Roger Daltrey. We have the King Arthur. White Rock, this is one of the film posters which they had at the cinema. As you can see, it was a double bill between the White Rock and the Genesis film. And the last but not least poster, Journey to the Centre of the Earth, a reproduction of one of the posters from the time. Oh, where did that come from? It's the 1975 Japanese program. I love Japanese programs myself. It's not just the fact that they're in Japanese. I remember collecting a Pink Floyd one where they actually listed all the tour dates, but also put the flights which the band are on. You wouldn't get that these days, would you? But here's something really special, which goes with the Japanese discs of the set. So whilst I was at Rick's, I also found, lying around, was a scrapbook. And I said to Rick, hey, what's all that about, Rick? He said, well, it was something that my dad started many years ago, and he never quite finished it. And I said, well, I think we can help your dad out there. So what we have here is Cyril Wakeman's scrapbook. It's a reproduction, of course. Can't have the original. It's one of Rick's most prized possessions. But it's a nice 12-inch by 12-inch hardback book. And it's got tons of stuff, all cuttings, but originally all collected by Cyril. And all we did was just literally scan them in, and then we just added to them just to make it a little bit more complete. But there's something really, really special about this. Not just the connection between Rick and his dad, but all these amazing articles and press from back in the day, all in one wonderful hardback book. Now to the CDs. Hold on a minute. Where have they got? Who's got the CDs?
As you know, that in all the box sets of things, there's always a surprise, and that doesn't matter whether it's a serial or whether it's a book box set. But what's interesting about the box set of these, which is these are the CDs from the prog years. What is interesting is that, of course, one of the boxes won't actually have anything in it because I've got them. So you might be the lucky one to get the box set with nothing in it because I've got them all. It's good fun, a lot of really interesting stuff that I never knew existed really, although I must have done somewhere along the line because I played on it. Anyway, have a go. Prog years, me.
Well, thank you, Rick. Maybe you'll be good enough to bring the CDs back and we can put them in the box. You just can't get the rock stars these days. Anyway, prog gears, there's only 1,000 of them. They're going to go fast. Make sure you pre-ordered yours today or tomorrow. But if you leave it to the next day, well, it's sold out. Thank you for watching this evening.